welcome to Heal With Divinity. I'm your host, Keerthana Venkatesh, and today we are speaking with someone who brings spirituality, creativity, and healing together in a very, very unique way, Vandana Prasad. Vandana is a certified Pranic Healer, Reiki Healer, crystal therapist, tarot and angel card reader, acupuncture and acupressure therapist. She's also a Vastu Acharya and an astrologer. She teaches shloka chanting to both children and adults, and she has been helping people build focus, peace, and emotional balance through sound and intention. Alongside her healing work, she also creates something very interesting, which is going to be the focus of our conversation today, which is crocheted angels. These are artistic pieces that carry intention, meaning, and also a sense of comfort. And through her workshops, where she teaches people to, crochet angels, she shows people how very simple creative acts can become tools for grounding, for releasing unwanted emotions and baggage and energies, and also to reconnect with themselves. Today, we are going to explore with her how crochet has become a meditation of sorts, how intention helps shift energy when you are in the act of crocheting, and also how angels have helped her guide her creative and healing process. So, Vandana, welcome to Heal with Divinity.
Thank you, Keerthana.
Yes.
It's always
So,
a pleasure to talk to you.
thank you so much. And I'm going to dive right into the heart of this conversation because this is something very interesting. You combine crochet with angel energy, which is very unique and it's a very meaningful pairing, because crochet itself is very therapeutic. So, how did this journey begin for you?
I've been always passionate about my crochet work. I create a lot of crochet articles, and it has helped me to, as you rightly said, it's kind of a therapy for me itself. Not just crochet, but any form of art is a therapy. The way you put it across, the way you want to do it, it works. For me, crochet always has been a therapy for me. If I am disturbed or I am not in a position to get some answers to my queries or to go ahead with in life, so always crochet has helped me. So when I came across angels and angel healing, so what has actually happened is the angels started actually guiding me as to how do
Wow.
I take it forward in my crochet work. So in that, keeping that in mind, that is how I started combining crochet, which was always my passion and which was a therapy, with the angels. So the angels actually guide me how do I go forward with my crochet work. So that is how I got into crochet at the angels.
That's very beautiful. So, when you start creating a crocheted angel, right? What is the intention or what energy do you hold while you're working? Like, does it feel like a prayer in motion? Because the way you've just described it almost feels like a prayer wheel in motion.
See, as I was telling you, the angels actually guide me and they show me a path as to how do I go forward. For example, if I'm in a completely creative mood, I want to create something beautiful. Not only in just crochet, because I work with other art forms also. So when I have to create, what color combinations do I use? How do I go forward? What is the patterns that I need to work on? All those things gets guided by the angels. So when I'm in the creative mood, I go to my favorite, all-time favorite of my angel, our Archangel Gabriel, and he's the one who actually is one for creativity. So I think just by the feeling, the intuition itself makes me kind of first think about Gabriel, saying like, hey, help me out in this creativity, and I go forward. So that was actually, even when I started combining crochet and the angels, that was the first angel that I had created. Just out of, I said, one day I just sat and I said, I need to create something. And the thing that I, by instinct, I picked up was an yellow thread, which actually is for creativity. It is a color of our angel Gabriel. And that small little angel always sits in front of my table, where it keeps guiding me, saying, like, hey, do this, do that. It goes like that. So, yeah, the angels guide me, and that is how I started. So, just to show you my angel, my little Gabriel, this is how the Gabriel is. And
Oh,
my darling angel will always sit on my table, guiding me always and taking me forward. So this is how I started my journey of the angels and the crochet. So once this happened, then I said, hey, this is something very interesting. So anyhow, my angels are guiding me. So let me go forward and start creating for each and every requirement in our lives. Like, for example, if I'm in a mood of, say, I need to heal myself, I'm like, very depressed, or my health is not keeping well, or, things like that. Then immediately we'll think about an angel who will represent us in our what do you say healing process. The healing
hmm,
process, again, we talk about blue color, blue energy, and how that heals and all that. So you feel protected, you feel nice. So recently somebody was not keeping well, so I made one angel, and in blue color, and I gifted to a friend of mine who wasn't keeping well. So what happens is that the energy gets passed on. So
right.
that is how the whole process of guiding takes place. It's instinctive. So it just with instinct I work with.
Yeah,
That
I
is
know. I completely agree with you. You know, angels are so beautiful, and uh, blue brings in so many angels, especially Archangel Michael, who's my favorite, my North Star in a lot of ways. So, does the act of crocheting itself, how does it become like a form of meditation or channeling for you, with regard to the rhythm, the focus, the quiet, and the stillness that it brings in?
see what the thing is that happens is each and every loop that you make it crochet, each and every stitch that you use, each the color of the yarn, the way you are holding the needle, the way you are holding the yarn, everything, each and everything kind of becomes a healing process for you. Your whole intention, your mind, you're focusing so much on creating something. At the end of the day, the beautiful article that comes, let it be angel or let it be any other article that we are making. So when that creativity happens, that itself gives you a pleasure, that itself gives you happiness, saying like, hey, I have created something nice. So what happens, it automatically becomes like you're out of that gloomy mood, you're out of your problems. I'm not saying the problems get solved, but then what happens is when you're in a peaceful mood na, when you're relaxed, when you're doing this crochet work, half the problems will be solved because you'll start finding solutions for them. So each and every stitch that I make, each and every loop that I create, each and every article that gets created, either I create or I teach somebody to create, they themselves, they feel like, they feel nice about it. And, that works as a therapy. Crochet itself acts as a therapy. Then when you bring in angels, the angel energy is also implanted into that.
Absolutely.
So, so the angels and the crochet, the creativity and the energies of the angels helps you to heal much faster.
True. True.
Or if I need not always say about healing, because we when we are not in a good either physically or mentally, we say we need healing. It need not be only for healing sake. Sometimes what happens, you need more energy for the uh, activity that you are doing. So even there also you can say, you can call on to the angels, and we can take their energies and complete the work that we'll be doing it. So even there also it helps us in a different ways. The energies of the angels also gets added to this therapy of crochet. And imagine the kind of you know uh, creativity that happens, the kind of energies that we come out with, the kind of atmosphere, positive atmosphere that gets created. So that's how the angels and the crochet works.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, when you teach others how to crochet angels, so do you notice emotional or energetic shifts in them during
Oh,
the
absolutely.
process?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've seen a couple of people in my workshop, they literally cry. I've seen a person who was crying because, when they were doing their crochet, and again, even for them also, I don't tell them to, use this yarn or this color. There will be plethora of colors. They will choose instinctively what is required for them. That is how angels guide.
Hmm.
So they take up, and when they're actually doing, and I teach them to be mindful of what they're doing. what is the purpose? See, the purpose of which we are creating these things actually matters a lot. So when they create with a purpose, the emotions come out. And I've seen people crying, and they say, like, at the end of my workshop, when they created their own angels, they feel so nice about it. They say, like, all my emotions have come out. Now I'm at peace. So my angel is helping me to, become peaceful. So they relate their peacefulness with the angel that they have created.
Right.
Or there was this lady to whom I had gifted one angel, and she wasn't keeping well, so she was keeping it next to her bed whenever she was sleeping. So she feels like, the angel is there who is protecting me, so I'll get healed faster. I'll recover much faster than what it is. So these kind of emotions actually come out of the people when they're working with the angels.
Right, right. No, it does. It does have a lot of therapeutic impact. So, you've been telling from the beginning, of our conversation about angels guiding you, and Archangel Gabriel is someone who's always sitting on your desk, right? So, how do they guide you, and how do they influence your creative work? Like everybody gets angels in a very different way. Like for me, I hear them speaking in my ear, or I can feel a touch, but how do you receive messages? Like, does it come as a message to you, or are they images, or is it just simply a sense of peace while you're creating them?
Again, that differs from the intentions that we are having. Are we doing it for ourselves, or are we doing it for others? So
Uh,
based on that intentions, based on the requirement of what we are working on, there the guidance will come from the angels. Sometimes, as you are rightly saying, it could be just an instinct that, I've created particular pattern or particular colors that I have used. But sometimes it would be like, they're saying, like, no, this person probably needs more, energy for healing. Or, sometimes the angels will come and tell, like, okay, this person is working, they're doing their studies. So they need to concentrate, especially for the children. They need to concentrate on their studies. So that guidance will come accordingly. So again, before we start, before any activity that we do, uh, having our intention is very, very important. So once the intention is there, the guidance will come accordingly. As you're saying, it might just be a whisper, or you might see something which to which you get attracted and say, like, that will give a click saying, like, yes, I need to do this. It could be some, maybe I see a flower and say, hey, these are the colors I need to work with. Or it could be any such thing. Or I could be seeing something on the television, some beautiful scenery comes, and then, hey, for this particular activity now, I need these color combinations, or I need to create this, or this is the intention that I need to keep to create an angel, and maybe give it to somebody else. It need not be always for us, but those are the guidances that comes based on the situation, based on the requirement and the intentions that we are having. So various other things, these things will come, the guidance will come accordingly.
Right, right. So I'm going to again, hold on to this concept of intention that you've been talking about, right? How can someone consciously bring love or healing energy into what they make, even if it is something very simple? May not be an angel, it could be something else that they're crocheting, right? So how do they bring in that love or healing energy into it?
See, it is a very simple thing. Like, we have all of us have heard about this beautiful word in English called manifestation. Or if you take in our Sanatana Dharma, or in our Sanskrit, or Hinduism, we called Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati. So all these things mean that whatever you are thinking, that will become a fact. That's the reason everybody used to tell, even our elders, they used to always say, think positive, talk nice, be good to people. The reason is, every time, whatever the intention in which you think, that becomes a fact. So, with the intention in which you are working, any art form, and I can now talk about crochet because that's what I work largely with. So, what happens is, with the yarn, with the needle, with the kind of these things, what happens? I put the intention first. First, I sit peacefully, ground myself, maybe get into a little bit of meditation before I start any activity or any work. What happens? That itself will be a guidance. That is where I get the guidance from the angels also. So before I start anything, just sit peacefully, calm, everything. And then, ground yourself. There is something called as grounding. There is something called as keeping yourself at peace, calm, and everything. And based on that, you will get the guidance, you will get the direction, the angels will start working with you. So the intention in with which you work, even it's as simple as, when you're cooking also, you are cooking with the kind of mindset like you're very angry and all that. Na? The same kind of thoughts will go into the food also. So it's similarly even in your creating art forms also. So whatever with the intention you create, that thing will get transferred to your art form. So you're using your hands. Hands are such a powerful thing that, just by the touch and the feel of things, na, you can get the intention straight. So the intentions is very important. The focus is important, and each and every step of creativity that is happening through your hands, each and if you're focusing only on that kind of emotion, that will help them to take it forward, and you will associate that with that particular emotion, that angel or that creativity, you get associated with that.
No, that's so beautiful, and you explained it so well. So, I'm going to go to one very interesting point that you did mention, which was about, people very subconsciously collecting, picking up colors, right? So, what role have you seen colors, pattern, and texture, also the texture of the wool or the thread that they're using, play in your creations? Like, do different designs hold different energies or vibrations?
That's right. So I'll give you one example. I have this beautiful angel that I have created. So this is blue in color. Okay. So everything is a combination. So if you look at the pattern also, it is very different from the angel that I had shown you as a Gabriel.
Right.
Here, with these wings being, it is more like a protection. It is like saying, like, I'm there healing you. I am there protecting you. You are there in my, in my arms. This is the
Right.
kind of feeling you get when you look at this particular angel. So this particular angel I created when I was very down and I needed some support in healing myself. So I needed to be protected. I wanted that protect. I wanted somebody saying like, "Hey, I'm there with you." That is when this angel got created. So each and every pattern will be different. Each and every the yarn that I use will be different. So what happens once I start making them? Na, it is more like, I'm praying. The meditation comes into picture. So every yarn, every loop, every stitch that I do it's more like, yes, my intention, I want to get healed, I am protected, somebody is there with me to protect. Those are the kind of feeling that comes. It's more like a what do you say, a prayer or a meditation that you do in sitting in front of the god. This, for me, this creating angels through my crochet works very similar to that. So it's like, saying like, yeah, I'm not alone, I'm there protected, I am there with somebody, I can call somebody to say like, hey, come and help me out. Angels are such a beautiful, nice things to work with. You get pleasure to talk to them also. Like, I can go on and on about angels. So
Oh,
this is kind of a thing that comes into picture. So that's what I'm saying. It's more like, as you keep creating, the touch and the feel, the intention, the focus, the colors, the patterns, everything comes into play when you're creating something.
if you can just show that angel again, is I wanted to see. So I'm observing that the pattern that is there for the face is very different from what you've done for the body and the wings. And
Yes.
even the wool that is there towards the midrib and below the wings, right? I think
Mm.
that's a little more furry.
Yes. It's more like, saying like, it's like you get a protected feeling, like somebody is
Yes,
put a shawl around you, or, and even the wings also, if you see, it is more like protection,
correct.
holding you, kind of a feeling you get when you do this.
Right.
So, so that is what I said. Na? Everything will be like, um,
Yeah,
based on the requirement, based on what you need at that time, that the angels will guide you to do what it is.
right.
Patterns will differ, and sometimes, the patterns, it just flows. This is how I need to do. This is how I need the colors to run through, or this is how it is to be there.
Just changes on the moment, I said.
Yes, it changes on a moment. So this is my
That is so beautiful. So, for someone who is very new to angel energy or angel therapy, angel healing, however we want to call it, right? How can they start connecting with angels through, any kind of creative activity? It can be with crochet or with some other art or maybe even cooking.
yes.
How do
Uh,
we?
it's very simple. Actually, people think it is very complicated. How do I talk about angels? What about this crochet and what about? See, it's as simple as you doing your mundane jobs every day. It is just that you need to have that intention of doing. You need to uh, feel loved by the angels. You need to get that connectivity. So there is a method in which we do all those things. It just doesn't happen overnight. But then, yes, it is not that difficult that you can't get associated with angels. Angels are such a pretty good things, so they actually are there around us. It is just up to us to feel their energies. They're there, probably sitting next to us, and they're helping you out. Many a times you feel like suddenly you get a sixth sense and saying like should I do this or shouldn't I do it. You get a feeling like, yeah, I should do it. Or you're all set to go out, and suddenly you feel like, hey, no, I don't want to go out, I'm sitting at home today. Why do you get these feelings? It's not just random things that you get it. You might be thinking, I'm very intuitive and I got this feeling. No, it is some angel who's actually guiding you. There is some angel who's telling you like hey, you shouldn't do this. Or some angel pushing you saying like, hey, go ahead and do it. It could be anything. So it is the intention in which you do it, setting the right intention, setting the requirement, setting the mood of what I want is what actually makes a difference talking to these angels. So
Absolutely.
let it be anything, any activity for that matter. The major thing that we need to do it is whatever activity you do, need not be angels, need not be cooking, need not be crochet art or anything. You should do it with the focus. You should do it now with an intention. So when you do that now, then things will work the way it has to work. The intention is what actually matters. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And angels are someone that I connect with all the time. And what you said is right. In fact, most of the future prediction that even I do, with my clients, most of the time I get the answers from the angels and from the guardian angels of the client itself.
Yes.
They communicate and
Yes.
they say, hey, if this person does this in the next couple of years, this is what's going to happen to them.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
it was a beautiful conversation, but there's one last question, that I have from you. If any of your crocheted angels could speak to the person who's holding it, what message do you think they would share with them?
Oh, lovely question. And I think the angels will always say, you're healed, you're now, you're with me, you're protected. I am there guiding you. So you're not alone. So you're loved, you're taken care of. This is the kind of message I think any of my angels will give. So, what we have to remember is that we are always there being protected by the angels.
Right,
So one another point I would like to add here is I'm sure a lot of parents are also looking at this particular conversation, or maybe the children. Children, more than the children, I feel the parents need to know. We always have this habit of when we are kids also, they will the parents used to scare us by saying like hey, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. If you don't do this, the police will come. Or if you don't do it, some devil will come. Those kind of things. Instead, if I feel, if all the parents can guide their children saying like, hey, there is this angel who is protecting you, there is this angel who is helping you out. So make the children get into this world of angels. I think
correct.
that would be very beautiful for everybody. Let's not go with the negative thoughts. Let's go with the positive things. So angels are
Absolutely.
there all around us, guiding us. It's just that, we need to talk to them.
No,
We need
I'm
to.
so, I'm so glad you actually touched upon this point because when I teach angels connects with two children, right? They connect with the angels so beautifully. It's not even funny, the way they can connect with angels. And
Absolutely.
I think that's also because their vibration also is at that level,
Yes.
very innocent and very high in energy.
Mm.
And
They'll have this lot of wind energy with them so that, they get connected like that with anything that you teach. That's the reason I'm saying, like, they get connected with angels, but they will get connected with the negative forces also, if that is how it is getting guided. So instead of that, guide them with the good positive things. So
exactly.
it will help them. Otherwise, that will remain a lasting impression on them till, I think, I don't know, throughout their life, probably sometimes.
No, no, what you said is so true.
And it's not just the children, even the elders also, if they are not getting answers to their problems in their life, just call upon the angels, they will guide you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
So,
I'm like a living proof, for the amount of energy work that I do and work on with my clients on a daily basis, right? Archangel Michael is there with me all the time as my protector. Then, Archangel Shamuel, any problem, he's there to come and help heal. Archangel Haniel and all are there all around, like, especially with my pets, when they're not well, I invoke upon the angels. By next morning, they're fine, they're fit and fine. So, yes, they do
absolutely.
work wonders. Uh, Thank you so much for sharing your experience, your clarity, and the intention behind your work. I think this has been one conversation, one podcast where I've been smiling from the beginning to the end of the
Thank
conversation.
you.
It's just been so beautiful. And conversations like this is what reminds us that healing doesn't always just come from something, very dramatic. Like I've
Yes,
done podcasts on, parenting and NLP and breath work and, epigenetics and all of that. But there are even these very simple things like, just crocheting or just chanting or some kind of a creative act. It can also become a way to kind of slow down and release and, reconnect with our own like true selves, if I must say. So to everyone listening to today's conversation, I hope this conversation encourages you to pick up a craft, sit in silence and start creating with intention and allow yourself that space, because just that one mindful action is enough to shift your energy. For those of you who want to reach out to Vandana Prasad to learn about, how to crochet angels, please check the information in the description of this video. Her contact details will be there. I've been to quite a few of her workshops, and they're amazing. They'll really help you shift your energy. So do give it a try. Until then, thank you for joining us on another episode of Heal with Divinity. Thank you, Vandana, for being here once again. And thank you for sharing
thank you
your
so much.
wonderful
Thank,
insights. Yeah.
thank you so much, Keerthana.
Until,
It's always a pleasure talking to you, and especially two of my favorite subjects. Yes, it's always because that emotions comes out like, it's not a conversation. It's sharing of the emotions. Yes, thank you.
absolutely. Yes. So until next time, please breathe with awareness, start creating with intention, and stay centered, stay aligned, and stay divine.